I'd like to call the Plymouth Board of Education regular meeting for December 8th, 2021 to order at 7:01 p.m. Stand for pledge for the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Good evening, everybody. All right, item number 2. I'd like to entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
By Mr. Showers. Do I have a second? By Mr. Foote. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, item number 3 on the agenda. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of the Plymouth Board of Education and the Special Board of Education meeting, the retreat, of November 10th, 2021. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
By Mr. Shower, seconded by Mr. Foote. Any discussion on that motion? All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Item number 4 on the agenda. Mr. Sancho is going to give us a presentation on a mid-year energy report. How are you, sir?
I'm well. Thank you. And thank you for putting me on your agenda. Can you hear me?
We can hear you anytime.
Appropriate?
You're good.
So I usually in December I give an upgrade of where we stand on our energy program. And so we're going to, I just want to remind you of our mission. It was to change our culture from unintentional waste to intentional conservation. And that wasn't, we didn't come up with that mission. We were given that mission by Energy Education at the time. And the goal, again, they gave us the goal, and we had to reduce, or they said that we were going to reduce our use by 25 to 30% from our base year of 2008. So a whole bunch of things have changed. And I thought one thing that everybody would like to know is, what are our solar arrays doing for us? We've been in this solar business for about 5 years now. And as you can see, our expected output versus our output is higher than was expected when we put in these arrays. So it's making more energy for us. And I know Mr. Ptsa cringes in the summertime because our costs to Con Ed go up, but this is the reason why our arrays are producing more, and consequently we have to pay more for what they're doing. But that's all good, because basically by us producing more and our conservation, we are actually reducing our cost of electric. And you'll see this in the upcoming slides. Our electric use during these here 5 years, our expected was around 14 million kilowatt hours. We actually used about 10 million. So our use is down. Our production is up, our use is down. It's like a cat chasing its tail. We're going in the right direction now. So what I've learned through the years is that what really means anything to anybody is a dollar sign. When you put a dollar sign in front of something, it gets everybody's attention. So our base year, when we had to establish a base year to start our conservation program, and you can look at what our kilowatt hours are and everything. But the real interest is, what was our cost? And our cost in that fiscal year from 2008 to June of 2009 was $913,000. That's what we were paying. That's about the time we We were moving into the high school, but it was what we were doing prior to that, when we had Prospect and East Main Street and all Fisher and the high school and all that going. Cost us a little over $900,000 for that fiscal year. What I tried to do is keep it in fiscal years, because that way there you can take and relate to what we're doing. The last fiscal year shows what we've accomplished, what you people have accomplished, or what you've allowed us to accomplish. And again, our unit cost has gone down by about 5 cents a kilowatt hour. But again, it's the dollar sign on the far right-hand side that shows what's really happening. Our costs have gone down to $506,000, a little over 500, almost 507, from 913. So that's a significant difference of how you've made changes in with this program. So to make this here program work, Synergistics, that's the name of the company now that we're dealing with, has virtual training. They used to send us out for training sessions, but that was going downhill because none of the districts wanted to take and pay to send somebody to Fort Worth, Texas for 3 days. So they went virtually. And last year we were able to take a course on winter setbacks and boiler basics. And that was just a review. That was just a sanity check to make sure that we were doing what the industry says we should do to conserve our energy. Because of COVID, they put in a course on ventilation and indoor air quality. And after we took that course and we looked at the way we were operating our buildings with increased ventilation, opening windows, we determined that there wasn't any change. We were operating within the guidelines of CDC. There was another presentation that they had. It was a district energy plan for Fort Bend, Texas. And I found this kind of interesting. Fort Bend, Texas is the 7th largest school district in Texas. It's north of Houston. They have 74,000 students. They have 78 campuses, and they encompass 170,000 square miles in their school district. We have 22 square miles. And we both use the same basic format. They're a little more aggressive than we are, but they use the same parameters. What they do is they mandate that anyone who's going to use a building has to take and put in a request 2 weeks ahead of time, so their technicians can take and make adjustments to the HVAC systems to keep it within the operating ranges of 68 to 74 degrees for heating and or 68 to 72 degrees for heating and 74 to 78 degrees for cooling. Each district is different, and we're not quite at those levels, but we're operating where we can take and maintain the safety of our schools, and that's what's important. Everybody has to work in a comfortable environment, and the schools have to be safe. We can't afford to take and freeze something up or have humidity take and go rampant and then cost us a whole bunch of money that we didn't need to. So we're operating within the range, and you can see that we're doing some, I think we're doing some pretty good stuff. Our savings for the life of this here program, again, the font is a little bit small, but if you look at the bottom of it, and again, it's a dollar sign, our avoidance is around 30%. And our savings for these here 12 years is around $2.7 million. That's what our ECAP system says, based on our use, the temperature, the age of our equipment. And if we had done nothing, we kept operating the way we did in 2008, we would have spent $2.7 million more than we have in the last 12 years. So I thank you for your support. I think the board, what they're doing, we've had two significant lighting upgrades where we relamped the schools twice in these 12 years. The outside lights are LED now. We're saving it. If you kept up with the town had significant savings by going to LEDs. So we're going in the right direction. We're doing everything right. Again, thank you for your support. I think it's good. I hope you can use some of this here information when we go back to the town fathers and the Board of Finance to say, look, we're being proactive. We have some limitations and we have some confines, but we're being proactive where we can, and these are the results of our being proactive. So I thank you. If you have any questions, I'll be trying to answer them. If I can't answer them tonight, I'll get the information for you.
Well, I would like to thank you, Mr. Sanshaw, for your passion and your dedication over the years. I know that you take this on, and this is quite your personal thing that you do, and you've done a great job over the years with it, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. And I'll invite anybody who wants to, if you have insomnia and you would like to take and walk the buildings with me. I usually walk the elementary schools on Tuesdays and Thursdays around 5:30 in the morning, and I walk the middle school and the high school on Wednesdays and Friday, again at 5:30 in the morning, so we can see what's happening. So if anyone has insomnia and they need to get some exercise, give me a holler and we'll make arrangements to meet.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
If anybody's interested, get a hold of me and we'll set that up through Mr. Sanshaw.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry, I do have one more page here. I got ahead of myself. So just a summary. Our solar arrays are exceeding our output by 13%. Our electric use while using solar is down 29%. Our energy costs are from the base year are around $400,000 less than our base year. We're continuing to attend virtual training courses, and our savings is around $2.7 million. So thank you very, very much.
Excellent. Thank you again. Does anybody have anything else for Mr. Sanshaw before we sit down? No? Okay. Thank you.
Want me to clean this off, or just go backwards?
All right. All right. Next item up is we have a presentation from Eli Terry Junior Middle School. Ms. Suvrich, principal. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good.
So good evening, everybody. Making sure they're behind me and not out the door. First, I want to thank you for inviting us to share some of the great things that are happening at the middle school. At our school, students play an important role in decisions that impact our school culture. We have over 20 students participating on a student leadership club, and joining me tonight are 3 amazing leaders who have worked alongside me in preparing for this presentation. They are going to tell you a little bit about themselves, their involvement in our school community, as well as highlight events and activities that are going on in our school. But before they do, I want to tell you a little bit about what makes each one of them special. Drew Fowler, come on up, Drew, is an 8th grade student, and he's probably a familiar face for many of you. He was the recipient of the Superintendent's Award back in 2018. He has maintained the highest grade point average in his class for the last 2 consecutive years, and he participates in several activities that he will tell you more about shortly. Gianna Bato is another grade 8 student. Last year, Gianna was the Rotary Club Student of the Month winner. Gianna is a 2-sport athlete. She served as the captain for the cross-country team for 2 consecutive years. She is an honor roll student, and she is also involved in many activities. And finally, Lucas Rogers is a 7th grader. Last week, Lucas was the recipient of the Rotary Club Student of the Month. As a middle school student, Lucas consistently achieves honor roll status, and he is involved in a handful of clubs. Lucas is new to our leadership team, and he brings great insight to the student leadership team. So I am extremely proud of all 3 of them, and in a little bit, you're going to understand why. So I'm going to introduce Drew Fowler.
Good evening, everyone.
How are you?
Very good. How are you?
Good.
So my name is Drew Fowler, and I'm enrolled in Algebra 1 and Spanish 1. I ran cross country, and I am involved in student leadership, Students on Site, Drama Club, and Leo's Club. In the last 2 years, I participated in the Connecticut Association of Schools Middle Level Leadership Conference. When I was in 6th grade, we attended the leadership conference, which was held at Trinity College, and we met many different students from all around Connecticut. The most important and impactful thing that I learned there was how to stand up for people who aren't being treated with kindness. I'm also a part of Students on Site, a group dedicated to helping new students and staff acclimate to our school. We give tours, walk new students from class to class, and make sure they have a friend to sit with at lunch. Additional leadership roles I have taken on include morning announcer and master of ceremonies at our Veterans Day Assembly that you will see in our video shortly. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to speak. I'd like to introduce my great friend, Gianna Bato.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Gianna Bato. I'm enrolled in Spanish 1 and Algebra 1. I participate in student leadership, student council, Leo's Club, and I ran cross country this fall and plan to play softball for ETJMS. On a side note, I received a medal for placing 7th at Connecticut State Championships. Leo's Club is an organization that serves the community. Some events I volunteered for were trunk or treat, planning Spirit Week, as well as school dances. Next week, you may see me outside Terryville IGA ringing the bell for the Salvation Army. This week, Student Leadership is teaming up with Student Council to raise money for Connecticut Children's Medical Center. We have more awesome projects in the work that are coming up too. One thing I'm most proud of about our school is the opportunity to influence decisions that are made at ETJMS. As a leader, I'm called upon to serve on the student panel to interview candidates for jobs. For an example, last Tuesday, I was one of 6 students who interviewed a candidate for the instructional literacy position. The panel asked questions and shared information about our school. After the interview, we met with Ms. Suffrage and we gave her feedback to help decide if the candidate would be a good fit for our school. This experience will help me down the road when I have an interview for college admission or a job. That's all I have to share about me, and now I'd like to introduce my friend, Lucas.
Hi, Lucas.
I'm Lucas Rogers, and I'm involved in the yearbook committee for our school, where I've had a passion for photography, for taking photos for the yearbook. I'm also involved with student leaders, where we are planning our family fun day, which is on the 23rd, which is a half day where students participate in holiday activities. I also participated in track and field last spring, and I plan to do again this year. And now we have a short video to show you to tell more about our school. Could you please play the video?
Hey, I'm Sam Sidoti. In Latin American Studies class, we are always introduced to a little bit of Spanish. We ask to go places like to the bathroom. We have this chart right by where we sign out to go to the bathroom. where it says the sentence where you ask and then you hold up the pass to go to the bathroom and it's in Spanish, and then you read the end sentence and she'll tell you if you can go or not. We colored maps with all of the different South America countries, and we wrote the colors in Spanish. There are labels around the classroom for us to get familiar with the name of classroom objects. In November, we learned about the Day of the Dead, its history, and how it's celebrated nowadays. Now we are learning about ancient civilizations in Latin America, the Mayans, the Aztecs, and the Incas. We are researching their history, their inventions, daily life, writing, and number systems, and much more.
Hello, my name is Ryder Griska, and in Latin American Studies, we talked about Hispanic Heritage Month, which is celebrated on September 15th to October 15th in honor of Hispanic heritage. We learned about the history, geography, and culture and the current events in Spanish-speaking countries. We did a project about the Spanish-speaking countries and talked about their culture, geography, where the country was located, and many facts about their countries that we were assigned.
Hi, I'm Eva Guizd. We made a 3D project to represent a section of a research country and described what it is and what it represents. I made a 3D project of a volcano in Costa Rica because I wanted to show a cool part of it. We invited teachers to bring their students to see our displays and read the descriptions. At the end of Hispanic Heritage Month, we had a picnic to share Spanish food and listen to music in Spanish.
Hi, I'm Ashton Bibb, and I'm in Spanish 1. In September, we learned about Hispanic Heritage Month. We worked on a research project about famous Hispanic person who uses their platform to make contributions to the world by either participating in charity events, funding a charity organization, to fundraise for different causes. My person was Carlos Juan Finlay, who was a scientist that discovered the mosquito that caused the yellow fever. We made a mosquito using plastic water bottle and pipe cleaners to represent his work. We also signed up on a calendar for the daily announcements for our Hispanic person of the day. We spoke in English and Spanish. At the end of Hispanic Heritage Month, we had a picnic to share Spanish food. In October, we started learning about schools. We read about the education system in Spanish-speaking countries to compare and contrast with the USA. It was interesting to find out uniforms, half-days, school year, grading system, and much more.
Hi, my name is Isabella Barajon, and I've been learning Spanish 1 at ETJMS. It's been a challenging but an engaging experience. Some activities to practice new words are games such as tic-tac-toe, bingo, battleships, rags and riches, and many more. In this class, we partake in listening, writing, and speaking activities, as well as we also watch videos. Another activity is that we rotate around the room, taking turns talking to different classmates. We compare sentences of Spanish with our first language to help us understand grammar. After finishing a section of the unit, we also have a quiz and then a unit test that includes everything we learned in this unit.
Hi, our names are
Juliet Fowler
and Amelia McCool.
and
We are members of the girls' soccer team.
We practiced 4 to 5 times a week.
Our record was 7-2-1. We won against one of our biggest undefeatable rivals, Woodbury. We tied another one of our biggest rivals that have been undefeated for 7 years, Harbor.
We had many friendly, fun games. We worked together and had an amazing season. The best season ETJMS has had in a long time.
Hi, I'm Riley Brown and I do cross country for ETJMS.
Hi, I'm Logan Vaughn and I do cross country for ETJMS. This season was our best season.
We all cut time and got 7 medals at invitationals and placed very good at states.
We practiced 4 times a week to help cut our times, and it worked out and made us better runners.
We were rewarded with Capture the Flag and had so much fun this season.
I'm Rocco Caputo.
And I'm Raymond Alvarado.
And we're both boys soccer players for ETJMS. This 2021 boys soccer team has been one of the best of our seasons.
There has been tons of progress from our first game to our last game, and it shows how hard our team works. We have met tons of new people,
including our coach, Mr. Norman, and who has but shaped us to be the best soccer players. Thank you, Mr. Normanen, for teaching us soccer this year.
Hi, my name is Haley Felt.
And I'm Alexa Brown.
And we're both players on the girls volleyball team at ETJMS. This 2021 season has been one of our best seasons.
There's been so much progress so far from our first game to our last.
And it shows how hard this team works together.
We've made tons of new friends while being on this team full of great girls.
I'll miss this team next year.
Hi, I'm Joe Poulin. This year at Terry started a Leo club.
Hi, I'm Megan Toth. The Leos are part of Lions Club International.
This year we'll be partnering up with the Terryville Lions Club and the THS Leos Club. We will be doing service projects throughout the community.
Our first event of the year was the trunk or treat party at the fairgrounds. We decorated 2 stations and had a lot of fun dressing up and handing out candy.
We also collected donations for the food pantry and did declare tattoos on the kids as they made their way through. They were a huge hit.
We are looking forward to helping our community during the holiday season by making cards for local veterans and bell ringing for the Salvation Army.
Hi, I'm Emily Vasquez. Veterans Day was started after World War I. Previously called Armistice Day, it was created to honor our veterans. At ETJMS, we honored our veterans by hosting a veteran, Mr. Green, participating in various activities and creating a wall of honor.
Hi, I'm Michaela Johnson, and I enjoyed hearing Mr. Green speak about his experiences in the armed forces.
A notable part of Mr. Green's presentation that many of us found fascinating was his experience in assembling explosives. He also described an incident when his base in Japan was locked down and he ate his dinner out of his helmet. We would like to thank Mr. Green for sharing his time and experiences with us.
Hi, I'm William Harvey, and my school does a Wall of Honor to help honor veterans that served our country. Wall of Honor in our school is a way that we show appreciation to our veterans by asking students and staff to bring in a photo of a veteran and some information about them, like how they served, in what branch, and how long they served for.
Hi, I'm Drew Fowler. Throughout our Veterans Day activities, we learned about the sacrifices our veterans made for our country. We played a Kahoot game, watched videos, and participated in a class discussion about the history and importance of Veterans Day. After learning about Veterans Day, I am grateful for all of the veterans who have made extreme sacrifices for the well-being of my friends, family, and my country.
So that concludes our presentation.
All right. Can everybody step forward, please? All 3 of you, Ms. Suffridge. I would like to say the work that you've done is excellent. A couple things that I picked out. I'm very happy about the Veterans Day portion. I'm also very happy to hear that, what's the group called, where you make sure that everybody has someone to sit with at lunch?
Students on site.
I think that's phenomenal. And I want you to know that the work that you do just doesn't only impact your school, but it makes a better town, better state, better country, and possibly a better world. So keep up the good work and keep moving forward and doing what you're doing. Anybody else have anything to say or add?
I think it was a great job.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Suffridge. Item number 5 on the agenda is our student reps. So I see one. All right. It's all you.
All me.
All you. Go ahead.
All right. I just want to say, good job, guys. I could see who's taking my spot in a couple years.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, they're out.
So Rebecca is taking a college course on Wednesday evenings for the semester, so this will be the last meeting where she'll be absent. So you guys will finally be able to put a face to the name.
Okay.
And then Zach is unable to attend this month, but we'll be back in attendance in January. So for the senior class, we began voting on prom themes, and so that's underway. We should get results soon, and then we'll have the prom committee will start working on the actual logistics of it. And this is an NHS topic, but right now it's just seniors. I think they're getting inducted sometime in February. So we read books to the PCS children. We went Monday, and us and a partner would go to a class, and we would read them. I know I read a holiday book, and so it was really fun. I had a really good time there. I'm looking forward to how people can keep on doing it in the coming years. It's a really good field trip, I guess you could call it, but it was really fun talking to them, seeing how it's going down there. So that was really fun. And for sports, the fall sports have ended. Nick Fusco placed first in the BL and 5th in states, and Katie DeForest placed first in the BL and 7th in states. So those are two people that we'd like to recognize. And winter sports have finally kicked off. Mr. Holtz commented saying that the number for winter sports have looked stronger than the past few years. And there's a lot of people who turned out for basketball, both boys and girls, and then indoor track has a lot compared to the past years. And then, so the blood drive, which is on December 15th, we have 33 donors, and we're looking for 50 to reach our goal. So Mr. Nave welcomes donors from the community so they can contact the school or him to make an appointment if interested. The concert for the THS band is also December 15th at 7:30. It's free admissions, but Mr. Keene commented that donations are welcome. And then the play last weekend for the drama club was really successful, and people said they enjoyed it. I went on Saturday night, and it was actually quite entertaining. I went with a couple friends, and I enjoyed it. So this upcoming Friday is PJ Dress Down Day. We're working with Eli Terry Junior Middle School for the Connecticut Children's Medical Center. I believe it's a minimum of $1, and then you could obviously give more. And so it's really nice. That's kind of being organized by the Pep Club. So that should be a really good day. And then also, Pep Club, Miss Erickson's Thankful Tree was placed out there recently. It was in front of the cafeteria for Thanksgiving. The students marked down family and friends for things they were grateful for, or anything they were grateful for, but the main thing was probably family and friends. So that is it.
Great, thank you so much. Any questions or comments for Matthew? Good job, Matthew. All right, item number 6 on the agenda is the superintendent's update. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Falcone. The show is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Matthew, great job. Matthew's going to play in a soccer game at 10:15 tonight, I believe. So he has a little more energy after basketball practice than me. So
Does he want to leave now?
Would you like to go?
I can stay.
Okay.
We'd like to have you. I'd like to thank Ms. Suffrage, Drew, Gianna, Lucas, and all the kids in the video for their presentation. It's not easy presenting in front of the Board of Education, and they did a phenomenal job this evening. Additionally, I'd like to thank Mr. Sanshaw. I'm a little cold all the time in the building, or hot in the summer, but that's okay. But his mid-year energy report is it's fascinating. $3 million almost of savings in 12 years is absolutely amazing. So I want to thank Mr. Sanshaw for that. I'd also like to thank Mr. Sanshaw and Mr. Foote for their and the Terryville Lions Club. It came to my attention that our district no longer uses the old eye exam technology that we used to have with the old charts. And based on the work with the Lions and our nurses, they purchased state-of-the-art vision screening equipment, which helps diagnose 5 of the most common causes for eye disorders in school-aged children. So I want to thank you both, and I want you to please take that thank you back to the Lions Club from our school district. You've made a difference in children's lives. So thank you very much. A quick update on Plymouth Center School and what's going on at Plymouth Center School. Well, we've officially hired a teacher to replace Mr. Eschert. This teacher has over 15 years of teaching experience in 2nd grade, and we felt that that was important to bring in someone with some experience into that classroom. Due to the hold in her contract currently, she'll be starting on December 20th, which is great for us because it's before the winter break, and she'll get to meet the children, get acclimated to the school, and then get going with the kids after the break is over. Additionally, we hired a new school counselor for Plymouth Center School. Based on the reconfiguration, we felt there was a clear need for additional support at Plymouth Center School. And that support is there not only for the students, but for the teachers and the building administration for moving forward in that school. With regard to faculty and staff that might still not be in school at this time, there has been no update to me based on the circumstances and situations, and there's nothing additional to report at Plymouth Center with regard to any further information. Now that winter's upon us, I will be making weather-related phone calls. If you asked my children, that's what they would say my job is, and they're all excited for me to start making phone calls. I found out, though, through Mr. Ptsa that I have to wake up at around 4:30 in the morning to make those calls, which I'm not looking forward to, but I've been waking him up as well. So for parents and students, we'll be notifying you about closures approximately 5:30 in the morning. Besides the phone calls you receive from myself and the emails, parents will also find the information on various TV networks, Facebook, Plymouth 16, and of course our website. With regard to budget, Matt and I are working with our administrative team as we speak in the creation of the 2022-2023 budget. We're presenting the budget at our January 12th Board of Education meeting. Additionally, we have budget workshops scheduled for January 19th and January 26th if necessary. The purpose of the workshop meetings are to answer your questions and discuss possible modifications to the original presentation that Matt and I make to the board. These budget workshops will be held from 6 to 8:30 in the Terryville High School Library. They are public meetings. Anyone's invited to attend, and there will be public comment at those meetings. We'll also be sending out budget workshop invitations to the Board of Finance members, Town Council members, and the Mayor. A final budget review for the Board of Education vote will be held on February 9th at our Board of Education meeting, and our budget has to be submitted to the town mid-February per charter. A quick COVID-19 update. The CIC has revised their mask policy for winter athletics. All players and coaches must wear a mask at all times during competitions and practices up until December 23rd. As of December 23rd, players and head coaches who show proof of vaccination will not be required to wear masks during competition and competition only. They will be required to wear masks if they're not participating in games or if it's a practice. Unvaccinated student athletes and all of our spectators will be required to wear masks at all times unless they're eating or drinking during the game. Finally, the Plymouth Volunteer Ambulance Corps will be hosting a COVID vaccination booster clinic from 9 to 12 this Saturday, December 11th, at the Fisher Elementary School in the cafeteria. This walk-in clinic is available for anyone for the Pfizer booster shot for 18 and over and for the first and second dose for children 12 and up. And that's all I have for this evening.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments for Mr. Felton? All right, so for those of you who are new, the way that the budget works is that they prepare the budget, the superintendent presents his budget to us, and then it becomes the board's budget. And then we deal with the town and collectively as a group with the business manager and the superintendent, and we present it to the town, and we go back and forth with the Board of Finance, and then we have what we call a tri-meeting, which it's us, the town council, Board of Finance, all together. And then hopefully, if they're watching, we get what we request. So that's how that works. All right, item number 7 on the agenda is first public comment. I want to remind everybody it's limited to 3 minutes per speaker. If you did not sign in when you came in, please sign in for contact tracing if necessary. Please state your name and address for the record, and please write it down. All right, and we stick tight to those 3 minutes, Randy. I understand, talk quick. We have a second one if you get halfway through, but. All right.
All right, good evening, everyone. Sorry I couldn't make it to the last 2 meetings. I was sick. But it's nice to see everybody in person again. Congratulations to the ones that won the election back in November. I am here to talk, I'm the chairperson for the library board, so I'm here to talk about the Terryville Library and some cool events that are happening right now. The good news from the former mayor, Merchant, he allowed us to hire some new employees. So I want to welcome Sherry. She's our new reference librarian. Diane, our new part-time circulation assistant. And Autumn is our new children's assistant. The library is now open on Saturdays from 10 to 5, which is great news for the town. And once again, the library is facilitating a Letters to Santa program. Santa is getting ready to make his deliveries and needs to know what children want this year. So up until next Wednesday, December 15th, any child from birth to age 12 are invited to write a letter to Santa. Our participants will receive a small gift and a personalized response from Santa himself. Pickup of the gifts will be scheduled the week of the 15th through the 22nd. If you want to go onto the library's website, you can email or drop it off at the front desk. As the holiday break is approaching, the colder weather is coming. We encourage and inspire quiet reading under those cozy blankets. So consider introducing your student to the wide variety of downloadable or streaming resources available with using your library card. The Tumble Book Library online collection of animated talking picture books would teach your young children the joys of reading in a format that they'll love and enjoy. We also have a large library of Tumble Book titles for all ages, including teens and young adults. And Hoopla is a valuable resource for up to 5 free downloads per month of popular ebooks and downloadable audiobooks. And all that we offer can be found on the Terryville website, terryvillepl.info. And we also completed our upgrade of the lighting in the library, so you'll notice a huge difference in how bright it is. And also, I had touched upon the last time, our new makerspace area. The 3D printing is a very popular thing. The great thing is you can make designs and it's biodegradable, so after a certain amount of time, it'll decompose and it won't fill up the landfills and stuff. But people are making like actual Star Wars full lightsabers that retract and little things of buildings and stuff. So it's really cool. If you haven't checked it out, please go down there. There's 2 machines to look at over there. And I want to wish all of you a safe and warm holiday season and a happy New Year.
Right. You as well.
Thank you.
Please just state your full name and your address, Randy.
Sorry about that.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
Randy Picard, 140 Old Waterbury Road in Terryville.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move along to new business. We're going to have Special Education Director Beth Malillo talk about Screen and Stay.
Good evening. In your board packet, you'll find a summary of the state's Screen and Stay policy. I'll give you a brief overview. The purpose is to allow unvaccinated students the opportunity to stay in school as long as they're symptom-free if they've had a close contact with someone who's tested positive for COVID. There's many stipulations regarding it, however, regarding the exposure, such as it can't be during extracurricular activities or in the cafeteria. And we, as a school district, have to ensure that the students are vigilant about wearing their masks and maintaining a 6 feet distance from others at all times when the mask's removed. So we as a school district are not confident we can provide this distance in all situations. And additionally, when we're discussing this with other school districts, Screen and Stay is causing a tremendous amount of confusion over what can and cannot happen within schools for parents. And finally, our school nurse union unanimously agrees that this is not a policy they want to implement because of all these logistics. This is a motion item, so I'm happy to answer any questions if you have them.
So I would just like to add that my daughter was a close contact, and I got a phone call today from the school nurse in Cheshire. And I questioned her about this because they do screen and stay. And I don't want to get her in trouble, but she did not recommend us moving forward with that because of the confusion it creates with the parents, the lack of understanding that you still are quarantined in all situations and cases, with the exception of coming to school. And then when you're in school, the regulations on the kids that are quarantined, they can't participate in gym class, they can't participate in music class, they have to eat within 6 feet away from other students when they're masks off, snack, and so on. And it just has created a number of concerns within their school, and the rules keep changing as they're implementing this. And so, so I told her I was presenting this to the board tonight, but her findings were similar to Carol and our nurses across the board. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah. So this seems very confusing for the school district. This seems like an opportunity not to maintain continuity amongst policies. And it seems like it would tie our hands when, if the governor or the CDC changes the guidelines. This just seems like an awful, this doesn't seem like a good idea to me, but. I understand it's a motion item. So, all right. So I'm going to entertain a motion to approve the screen and stay as presented by Special Education Director Beth Malillo. Do I have a motion on this to approve it? I'm not hearing a motion, so I don't think the motion is going to move forward. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Committee reports. Finance and Operations, Mr. Tenza, I will I'd like to turn the meeting over to you at this time.
All right. Good evening, everybody. As I start to talk here, I'm going to ask that if you, I have a document for you to receive, so if you just pass it around. First, let me ask, is there any questions regarding the reports that were in your packet? I am going to touch on two subjects. I'm going to touch on food service and also the landscaping RFP and contract. So let me first talk about food service, which is what Brian is passing out now. As I committed to you last month, and in my report, I would start to provide you with financial performance for food services. It is a portion of our school, and it's something that has not been reported on regularly. So what you have in front of you is a year-to-date summary. This is July 1st through November 30th. And we are doing very well in food service. Alicia DePonte and her staff are doing a phenomenal job of getting meals to our students. She's doing a great job managing inventories and feeding our kids, which is wonderful. In addition, we're in the black, which when you guys know, when you talk about food service, is always a good thing. Actually, we're doing very well with our feeding. So I will provide this. This is going to be a new addition to what you receive in your packets. I will provide this each month. You'll see that right now, food service is profitable by $85,000. I do want to let you know that we have committed $10,000 already to some improvements for cafeteria. We need to replace some equipment and so forth that has really hit its age marker. So the fact that this is in here allows us to do that without any impact to the district whatsoever. So we're going to continue to do that. But if you see Alicia and her staff in passing, pass along the good words because she's doing a great job. Regarding the landscaping and maintenance RFP and response, as I said in my report, we received one response. We'll have a motion here shortly, but the response is from Wygant, the Wygant Construction Company out of Bristol. They, in addition to bidding on our conference, but they also do the athletic fields and some of the grounds at Wesley University. We did check their references. All three references that they provided came back to us as positive, responsible, responsive, and easy to work with. The bid, when you're talking about dollars and cents, is it's a 2-year what I put out was a 2-year RFP, and it's $155,000 per year to take care of all of our grounds and athletic fields annually. Sounds like a lot of money. In fact, I will tell you, quite honestly, Brian and I were both surprised it was as high as it was. But with that said, it still saves the district about $20,000 to $25,000 a year in payroll and benefits, and it takes away from our facilities and maintenance crew that overriding worry about making sure things are updated and so forth. So instead of managing 5 or 6 people, we're managing just one person, and they are responsible to do it. They are contractually obligated to take care of those things for us. So, as I said, it's a motion item to approve us to enter into the contract. Right now, the contract is being developed by Shipman and Goodwin. They take as we did with athletic trainer, they take the RFP, they take the response, blend it together, make sure the district is covered, and we go from there.
Can you explain some of the things that you're looking for that were in the RFP, such as mulching, the weed whacking?
So this RFP was really all-encompassing. We asked for lawn mowing, fertilization, mulching, weeding, leaf pickup, field care, in the event that infield dirt needed to be replaced because there's a hole, that's part of it. The striping of all of the fields along the way, that's part of it. Mm-hmm. We scripted out specifically how many mows that we needed in the course of the season. So there's a minimum along the way. We tried to be very, very thorough with everything that needed to be taken care of. So
we know that with the fields have been a topic of concern, and this doesn't solve the problem, but this will help.
It won't initially solve the problem, but continued improvement, which is something that we were trying to do anyway. At least since I got here, I was working with Jim Mays on facilities, making sure that we were fertilizing and so forth with our fields as we develop them. This will help even more.
Okay. All right. Anything else, or are you ready for me? All right.
Ready for you guys.
So with that said, I'd like to entertain a motion to authorize the acting superintendent in conjunction with the business manager and the board chair to approve a contract between the Plymouth Board of Education and Wygant Construction / Maintenance Services of Bristol, Connecticut for ground maintenance for a period of 2 years beginning January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2023. Do I have that motion by Greg Showers? Do I have a second on that motion? Mr. Foote for the second. Any discussion on the motion?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
We're going to save $25,000 per year, you said? Approximately, okay.
Approximately per year.
Approximately. And I know $155,000 seems like a big number, but it's really not a big number. I know I had spoken to the business manager about this here. I wanted to see the contract myself. Unfortunately, it was up with the lawyer, which it should be. I'm a funny guy. I like to read contracts. So I was trained in that for 30 years with General Motors. So, at this point, I know you guys did a lot of work, but I'm going to have to abstain because I just don't feel comfortable until the contract is in my hands and I can read it. But that's, nothing against you guys. I know you guys work hard at it, and I know what it needs. But, I have to see it in my own hands so I feel comfortable.
Pat, can I just say, it's okay because, in January, there's not much landscaping we're going to be doing, so we have some time to make sure that we're.
Yeah, I just don't want to mess up the whole board. That's the type of guy I am. I read this contract, for the teachers, and it was in my packet. And I talked to our business manager about it. I got a lot of answers that I was going to ask. But if I was to sit here tonight and go through this contract, you guys would be here at 11 o'clock.
Right.
Be quite honest with you. This is a business meeting. Sure. This probably, if there was a subcommittee meeting, I would love to have been in a subcommittee where the vendor is there, or all this stuff, they can throw it on the table, and they can answer it. That's how I'm used to working. But I'll just abstain, and people do what they want.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So we will do a roll call vote then on this. If you vote yes, you're in favor of the motion. You vote no, you're not in favor of the motion. And if you abstain, you abstain. All right. Mr. Showers.
Yes.
Ms. Fusco.
Yes.
Mr. Foote.
Yes.
Mr. Zabushka.
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Perugino, I think we know where you stand,
You know
right?
where I stand, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mrs. Kennedy Florenciani, okay, and Karen.
I get Karen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right, motion carries. Thank you. All right, thank you. Personnel report? Yep. Okay, again, I'll turn the meeting over to Mr. Superintendent.
Yes, you've all been provided an updated personnel report in your board packet. This report does reflect the most recent hires in Plymouth Center School of our second grade teacher and our school counselor.
I actually don't have the personnel report. I don't know.
Is it not in your board packet?
No,
It's not in mine.
We did not.
I apologize for that.
That's okay.
I will make sure you all get a copy of that. I apologize.
That's okay, no problem.
It will when you get it.
All right.
No problem.
All right, item number 10 on the agenda, second public comment. Again, 3 minutes, 3 minutes. Please state your name and address, even if you came up previously.
Waterbury Road, Terryville, Connecticut. Just going to touch upon, I'm jumping ahead of you a little bit. Your last meeting here was before our PTA meeting at Fisher, so I just want to touch upon what we did at our last PTA meeting at Fisher.
Okay, we have that. So we have Mr. Perugino as a
He
representative.
wasn't there, because we.
Okay,
we
go
got-
ahead.
Yeah.
Go
It was
ahead.
after the fact, so.
Go ahead.
So, this will probably be the only time I do it on his behalf, but, I just want to touch upon our Charleston Wrap fundraiser had ended. It was very successful. We, made a profit over $1,000 on that. The exact number I don't have. The shipping from the company is a little behind, but they are addressing the issue. It's a supply issue, but, everything they guaranteed would be in by the holidays, so. This week we are having our Scholastic Book Fair. It runs all the way till Friday. Percentage of the sales will go back to buying books for the teachers for their classrooms. PTA is really good at doing that, using Scholastic dollars that we've raised over the last couple of years to fulfill that. Next Friday, we're having our holiday school store. Items range from $25 up till $5. The most expensive thing we have is our glass shatterproof ornaments. Tomorrow we're having Firehouse Subs in Bristol deliver box lunches for the teachers for their teacher conferences. We are not having a meeting in December. Our next one is January 18th, which I believe is after your next Board of Ed meeting on the 12th, correct?
Correct.
And any information, like I told Pat already, I will send to him for that. Right now, we have 31 paid members, and we're always looking for more. A lot of volunteers help out with different events that we have throughout the year. We're currently reviewing grants for teachers for different things that they need desperately for their classrooms that the PTA fulfills for them. Also, we're making sure that those teachers are also paid PTA members. We're not just going to give anything out from us. You got to be a member with us. So, student council, I'm not going to really touch upon their behalf, but I just wanted to give a shout out for them. They really had a great collection of coats and gloves, which they're going to be giving away to charity. And they also raised in the month of November our annual 25-cent feather event, and they raised over $600, which was given to the local Plymouth food pantry. They should be applauded for all that work. And Mrs. P won again, second year in a row. And that is all I have to touch upon.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Any other public comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move along to item number 11 on the agenda, Board Liaison Reports. Mr. Perugino, anything you want to add for Harry
Yes,
S. Fisher School?
I met with the principal yesterday. I called to make an appointment. I met with her yesterday and introduced myself to her. and so on, and the staff down there. And the only thing I basically just told her is anything she needs, please call me. She also gave me Mr. Picard's number, and I will see his wife tomorrow night, is it, at the PTA meeting, and I intend to join the PTA, probably along with my wife, because she's the one that buys all the books. I just take the checkbook with me. So we'll be down there tomorrow night. It's at between 5 and 7. But it was a very good meeting, and I always like that staff over. I like the staff all over the whole school, but I mean, my heart is with Harry S. Fisher. And when I first got on this board, that building was a disaster, and it took us how many years, Karen, to fix it? How much money?
Still fixing.
Yeah, and it was just, but it's real good shape now, and I'm just very happy. So I will be more involved. I'll have a report for you next week. I told her anything they need at that school, anytime she needs anything, I'm retired, I'll be down there. And I won't enter that building until I talk to her, unless it's an extreme emergency and the superintendent takes me down there to board chair. So that's that.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Zabushka, do you have anything for Plymouth Center?
No, I didn't. I haven't contacted the school yet. I have to contact them, so I dropped the ball last
So
week.
the PTA president.
Okay.
Okay. All right, and we'll get you that info if needed. All right. Ms. Kendria Florenciani, the floor is yours.
For the Eli Terry Middle School, we will be having our IGA roundup the week of January 9th. We're currently collecting donations for the calendar fundraiser. If anyone would like to donate, the average item is $25 to $50. So it can be a gift card to a restaurant. It can be a tangible item. Anything that you have, we would really appreciate. We just finished up our Texas Roadhouse gift certificate fundraiser. That was pretty good. Perfect time for the holidays to get loved ones gift certificates for there. We have our 8th grade committee that's had a few meetings already. If any parents would like to join that, we will need a lot of help coming into the new year to start planning those events. And they will be doing a Krispy Kreme fundraiser, so more information about that will come out after the new year. For the Booster Club, they're currently doing their calendar giveaway, so all of the people that are winning, they're announcing daily. They already had their IGA roundup, so thank you to everyone that went grocery shopping and rounded up to support the athletes. They are building their scholarship committee. They are planning a car wash in the spring, and they have magnets, seat cushions, and masks that are for sale with the school logo on them. So if you could help support them and purchase any of those items, it would be appreciated.
Ms. Colessa.
Yes, the Terryville High School PTSA is primarily a fundraising committee for the after-grad party for our seniors to have a safe and fun final event after they graduate. They have a couple of upcoming fundraisers that are easy to support. They are doing a Nutmeg Spice fundraiser and a bingo fundraiser, and that information will be coming home with students through email more than likely. And the next meeting for the Terryville High School PTSA is December 16th, and they welcome new members, not just senior parents, but juniors as well, so that they can get to know the system and how it works, so that they can take over next year.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, so currently CABE is vacant. I know that Mr. Perugino probably would like to partake in that.
What? Yes.
Well, you don't have to give a report, but are you interested in being a representative for that? I'm not expecting a report.
I expect to be on the CABE committee.
Okay.
Down there.
Oh, okay.
I already asked Bob Rader already when I was down there. I was on the convention committee for many years prior to being on the board.
Okay.
So I asked him if he could reinstate me, and he said he'd get back to me. Yeah.
Well, let me know.
I think we should have, Terryville should be recognized. Plymouth should be recognized. I tell these other schools,
Sure.
And I think that, somebody down there, as you probably well know, I'm not afraid to open my mouth. So I will, have some things to say down there. But, I'll take CABE. I have no problem with that.
Okay. And Ms. Fusco has graciously volunteered to be Ed Advanced. She's going to work in conjunction with Ms. Colessa to get your feet wet on that. So that'll be good for a little bit. All right, and Mr. Showers, anything?
Next meeting's in April.
Okay, excellent. All right, item number 12 on the agenda, board comments. Let's start with Mr. Zabushka. Any board comments?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Perugino?
Yeah, that's, not really. I'm just glad to be back here. I'm finally getting my feet back on the ground after vacation time, but I'll be a little more active than I have been for the past couple of weeks, so you can count on that.
Oh, good. Ms. Florenciano?
I attended the high school play. It was a lot of fun. The kids all did a really good job with it. The Friday town light up ceremony that the children sang at was a really nice way to start off the holiday season, and just happy holidays to everyone.
Mrs. Clausen?
Thank you to our presenters. It was excellent information, and always nice to hear a more in-depth report on our schools.
That was nice. Okay. Mr. Showers?
Just like to wish everybody Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Ms. Fusco?
I really enjoyed seeing the kids present. I think that it's a wonderful thing, not just for us, but for them as well, to know that the town cares about what they're doing, and we can see more of what's going on in the school. However, I have a bone to pick with my daughter because I had no idea she was in that video. She didn't say a word to me about it. And all of a sudden I see her on there. I'm like, what? You're supposed to tell me these things. But I just thought it was a beautiful addition to tonight.
Excellent. Thank you. Mr. Foote?
This may go nowhere, but a month or so ago, I learned that the old Wilcox house has been condemned, part of the library. And Mr. Sancho and I talked about it at Lions Club meetings, and we're going to see what we can do about getting other organizations involved in a possible restoration so that it can be used for what its purpose has been. And where it goes, I don't know, but at least I'd like to get that something started.
Yeah, I know there's been a discussion on that in other meetings in town and other organizations. So I know there's options being explored. So, all right. I also enjoyed the presentation of the students. I also like in our packets, we get stuff from each school, from each principal. I like those as well. I think that's very informative for us. So I wish everybody a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Anybody else? All right, so the next regular meeting of the Plymouth Board of Education is on Wednesday, January 12th, 2022 at 7 p.m. in the cafeteria at Terryville High School. Item number 14 on the agenda. I'd like to entertain a motion to enter into executive session at 8:10 p.m. to discuss a personnel matter, memorandums of understanding, inviting in Mr. Falcone, acting superintendent, and Mr. Tenza, the business manager, into executive session. Do I have that motion? By Mr. I have a motion by Mr. Showers, seconded by Mr. Perugino. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. We're in executive session at this time.